Hi. Hi. Let me show you the sun real quick. Good day, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you may watch this video. I was being guided to do this. Kind of weird, actually. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about narcissism, healing, and I'm going to just, I don't know, maybe offer this as like I'm not even going to say that. Thanks for listening to that. Emotional stuff and how we used to do it. So in this great discovery of this new age, which I'm pretty convinced is the rise of the feminine, not pretty convinced, it is. It's the rise of the feminine. And not the rise of the feminine like women are going to take over, but the rise in the feminine in that we will be voicing ourselves more and sharing our channelings and our magic and our healing in many different ways. So one of the things that I believe that I have been energetically energetically gone through, energetically experienced, energetically mirrored is the codependent narcissistic relationship. And I feel like this happened in a point in my life where I was very feeling inner confidence and my magic, so to speak, in the way that we are representations of God, or goddess, or the great creator, however you relate to that, whatever divine source you see, and that we have the ability to do very, very powerful magical things, and really wanting to share that with the world, and invited a group, a small handful of people, 3 people basically, to my home. And in retrospect, now this has almost been 2 years, I think that there is a weird, like, narcissistic predator type energy, not only on Facebook, but through this kind of ascended masters of males talking about respecting and honoring the female. And I actually think it's a whole deal that floats along with the rise of the feminine and kind of keeping our voices quiet. Now, in all of this, I also learned that, the laws of the universe, which is whatever vibrations you're putting out there, you're also going to receive back. And unfortunately for me, I had to see that I had a lot of internal rage and anger for several reasons, which I don't need to put on social media for well, some of it I did already put on social media. Basically, the short end of it is emotional trauma, or trauma in general, that put me in a position of codependency, people pleasing, and basically overexerting myself in a healing manner, because I am a healer and know that healing is needed and get these messages, and it is for everyone. However, I'm not obligated or responsible to everybody, and nor am I some special being, in the sense that because I'm spiritual or might have certain gifts, that I can't go into a total state of rage and or become somebody I think is bad, or somebody that is less spiritual. And so this lesson has taught me many things, that many of us here returned have special gifts and talents as far as like seeing and dreaming and feeling and all kinds of things. And I believe our culture, our government, our phones, whatever, for a long time, even beings outside of this planet, are watching us. we watch each other, and there's this emotional manipulation that's been going on since the creation of religion, since the creation of fear, to keep us in an emotional alignment that doesn't actually fit. So, what I believe, what I know internally, is that there was a time we didn't focus on technology or mathematics or even the alphabet until we were a certain age. What we did is we worked on the energies of chaos. This all ties into today, right? But we worked on the energies of chaos that are creation. So one of the manipulations that has happened is by creating technology, we stepped away from nature, and nature is chaos, right? Creation. We know that we were created from chaos, created from chaos. So chaos is creation, and I want to give a little description. So picture, I'm not a mom, but I've been to a kid's birthday party. I've helped other mothers get ready for a kid's birthday party. Isn't that chaos? How about a wedding? Isn't that chaos? How about a party? You know, all the laughter and all the weird antics that happen, all the random things. Art, isn't that chaos? You know, so we've been separated from the natural, instinctual ways of handling the emotions of chaos. We used to create, we used to laugh, we used to play. That's why as children we come in that way. So this is like a range of dynamics. I'm sharing this for several reasons. I'm still in this relationship, okay? I think things have shifted. I'm not going to delude myself into thinking that that person's going to change. This has been, and I came into the relationship knowing that people don't change unless they actually want to in any kind of situation. And I also had to see that if I wanted any changes, I had to make changes. So I had to start doing things like recreating boundaries, meditating more, exercising more, re-educating myself in things that I already thought I was educated in so that I could regain that sense of self. I started watching videos on YouTube. There's many people who can help you. Inner Integration, Teal Swan. There's plenty of doctors, and there's even people who have shared their stories that suffer from avoidant personality, narcissistic personality, personality disorder, so that there's almost a human, not almost a human, they're human. We are all humans, and we all have our stuff. So meditation, changing my eating, bringing in things like calcium bentonite and diatomaceous earth. Please look those up on YouTube as well. Bringing in more of my spirituality, praying, changing my thought process. Instead of thinking horrible things, I started thinking more positive things, bringing in more gratitude. Also, Lisa Romano is a great one. There's so many on YouTube, so many that I've watched that have helped me see what needed to change. And then also, what I was looking for is like, how do you help the person that's in it? There is an abuse hotline. Many of these people have shared these. They also have references to how you can find help in the situation, because such a fear comes in, such distrust comes in, feelings of anxiety. And once I saw that actually for me internally came from somewhere else, and the tools that I remember, which are to help heal my mind. And that was one other thing. That's paint. Painting. Anyways, one of the things to help heal my mind was to be able to remind myself that I have control over my own mind, that I have control over my emotions. And if something happened to disturb me, recognize the pattern and remind myself that I can do so many other things. I can go read. I can take a walk. I can go have a cigarette on the other side of the house. I can watch a movie. I can paint. I can sing. I can take a shower. And no, I had to bring in things like trust the universe will help show me what's safe. And all of this stuff sounds very Band-Aidy. It's not. The most helpful things were to start letting myself reparent, sit in my feelings, and remind myself what I needed. And so, with that, I want to bring in 3 things: infant, teenage, adulthood, healing, emotional practices that we used to do many millennia ago. I'm going to start with the adults who are already in it. Okay? Just with me even right now. Take a pause. For me, it was literal answers to prayers. Cry with yourself. Cry with your guides. Cry with your ancestors. Allow your emotion. Allow yourself the time. If it's the morning, it's the evening. Get the book. Will I ever be enough? Trust your instincts and be brave in doing the opposite of what you're used to. So the empath is used to going and wanting to make everything okay. Tell yourself, okay, this is what I did. I'm feeling anxiety. I'm feeling panic. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling panic. Do I still love myself? Oh my gosh, yes, I do. I still love myself, even though I'm feeling this panic. I want to run away from myself. I want to get out of my skin. I want to run somewhere and have them tell me everything's going to be okay. Right now in this moment, I am okay. And I love that person who has anxiety, even if I have to look at it that way. That person who I feel inside me that has anxiety or fear right now, I still love them. And just saying that word, like, I love you, even though you're having anxiety, was like, oh, okay. And yes, I started watching videos and listening to people who've been through this experience and trusting what they went through and signing up for different ways. And the first thing that they all say, and I agree with, is pick one thing that you can give yourself. If it's drinking more water, if it's that you woke up that morning and you said, I'm alive, I'm here. One thing you can appreciate: that you have nice eyelashes, or that you are loving, or that you love even if you don't want to right now, or that you had the bravery to sit up this morning in bed or wherever you sleep and try again. And love that. There are people out there who can understand what you're going through, and I think that is the most important thing. That what you're experiencing is real, and that there is there is there is medicine for it. And someone out there has your medicine. And even if that's your mantra. And for me, I started bringing in, yes, finding time to meditate and just being able to say, I have control over my own mind, and tapping or singing bowls or singing. Even if you play that in your own head, recording your voice and listening to it. These are all things, positive affirmations. You're beautiful. You are enough. And I scattered through all of these things myself. But as time went on, as certain triggers came up, what used to throw me into rage or into total projection of hatred, I admit, just shifted. It just shifted. For the teenagers, I don't even know if they'll watch this, but if there are adults that have teenagers, if we can begin to sit and meditate and allow the opposite of what we're used to show up, or if it's the flip side, if you're someone who's very passive like me and allows for a lot of things to happen, be brave and say no. Be brave and say, I don't want to do this and I'm not going to. Practice. Practice with a friend if you can. And this is for the adult ages, right? Because kids, that's different. But once we see that if we can take the time to sit with each other, like we do at dinner, right? Sit in that space and then be able to go into that space of chaos and create. So parents and people, if there is a system or a program out there of music, even if you have some drums and such at home, you have painting supplies, you have art supplies, instead of games, maybe we try art, because that's what we did. Sure, we bring in games because the games help with mathematics and such, and that might be where that connection can happen. Bringing in a way to create with the chaos, even with the children, but allowing the adults, specifically the mothers, because that's who typically is in the most control of the household, and even if it's a single father, okay, we bring in that feminine energy of being able to sit and go into the mind of quiet. That's the ultimate goal of meditation. And there are different meditation videos and books out there, libraries and stuff, for those who are readers. Play and bringing in creation from chaos. This was a concept that we started with. We let go of technology because technology kind of limits our imagination, right? We can see how it's both expansive imagination and somewhat conditioning imagination, okay? Because here we are looking at each other and talking to each other through a box. If we can expand that by quieting the mind, thinking of nothing, controlling the mind's thoughts and letting the heart pump, feeling the chaos within the body of multitude of dimensions, from our bones all the way out to our skin, how they're all organs within organs, or microcosms within microcosms, and the chaos that is within us in itself is creation, right? This is how we can relate to the great divine. And I'm sharing this because this is a relearning, in a sense, of how we can create from the great darkness, the triple darkness within our eyes, within the womb, inside the body, and learn that we are connected, and also that this is the most tangible